November 24th, 1971. A man in a dark suit walks into Portland Airport. He orders a drink, bourbon and soda, and calmly waits for his flight. Moments later, he will vanish into the cold night sky with $200,000 in stolen cash, and no one will ever see him again. For over 50 years, the FBI, journalists, and even amateur detectives have chased one question: who was D.B. Cooper? And the truth they've found is far stranger than anyone expected. Because the deeper you look, the more it seems like someone never wanted this mystery solved. But what really happened that night? And why are some clues still being hidden today? Let's uncover the truth. It began like any other flight, Northwest Orient Airlines, Flight 305. A short trip from Portland to Seattle. A normal evening. 36 passengers. Nothing strange at all. Until seat 180, a man in a black suit, white shirt, skinny tie. He looked like a businessman. Quiet, polite, almost invisible. He handed a note to the flight attendant. She smiled, thinking it was his phone number. But the note said, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." He opened his briefcase just enough for her to see red wires and cylinders inside. The plane was suddenly no longer a plane. It was a hostage situation. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. When the plane landed, he let the passengers go, calm as ever, then ordered the pilots to take off again. Hours later, in the darkness above Washington State, D.B. Cooper jumped and vanished forever. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in American history. They searched the forests, rivers, and mountains. But no parachute, no body, no trace. Only a few clues remained. A black tie, a few fingerprints. And that strange name, Don Cooper, which a reporter later miswrote as D.B. Cooper. The name that stuck. Investigators interviewed hundreds of suspects, military pilots, ex-convicts, even missing fathers. Everyone had a theory, but as the years passed, something odd happened. Evidence disappeared, reports went missing, and when people tried to dig deeper, doors started closing. Was D.B. Cooper a clever criminal or something more? Some believe he might have had help, maybe even from inside the government. Because what ordinary man could hijack a plane, outsmart the FBI, and vanish without a single footprint? The more you look, the less this feels like an ordinary crime. Then, in 1980, a little boy camping with his family found something strange along the Columbia River. Bundles of rotting $20 bills, still wrapped in rubber bands. $5,800 in total. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom money. But here's the weird part. The spot where the money was found was nowhere near the flight path. How did it get there? Had Cooper buried it? Or was someone trying to plant evidence to make it look like he'd died? It had been stranger when scientists tested the bills. They found traces of diatom algae, the kind found only during certain seasons, meaning the cash had been placed there months, maybe years later. So if Cooper didn't die that night, where did he go? Some say he escaped to Canada. Others say he lived quietly under a new identity. One theory even suggests he was a CIA operative testing security systems during the Cold War. And when his mission was done, the truth was buried along with his name. In 2016, the FBI officially closed the D.B. Cooper case. No arrests, no confession, no body, just silence. But for many, that only made things more suspicious. Why close the case when questions were still unanswered? Why ignore new evidence offered by citizen investigators? Some retired agents even believe the Bureau knows more than it admits. They say certain reports were classified, certain leads shut down, almost as if Cooper's identity was protected. Could D.B. Cooper have been part of something bigger, a covert operation, hidden behind a hijacking story? It sounds wild. But in a world full of secrets, wild doesn't always mean impossible. And maybe that's why people can't stop searching. Because D.B. Cooper isn't just one man. He's the symbol of the ultimate mystery, freedom, rebellion, and the idea that someone, somewhere, outsmarted the entire system and got away with it. Over 50 years later, the legend of D.B. Cooper still echoes through the clouds. Every few years, someone claims they've solved it, but the truth keeps slipping away. Maybe he died that night, swallowed by the forest. Maybe he lived a quiet life, smiling every time he heard his name on TV. Or maybe he was never meant to be found. The truth about D.B. Cooper might not just be about one man's escape. It might be about how far people are willing to go to hide the truth, and what happens when someone beats the system. So the next time you hear about the mystery of D.B. Cooper, ask yourself, was it really a crime? Or was it a message? Because in a world full of secrets, maybe the real mystery isn't where he went. It's why they never wanted us to know.